This is a serious piece of kit. So let's dive into Ulanzi's Fog Ace. Arguably the weirdest name for what this actually is. Essentially, this is a fog machine, all right? A fog machine. I know, you're like, what? Now, if you look at any Hollywood movies, there's always a little haze going on. Fog machine. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. Haze adds atmosphere. If you want those beautiful sun rays coming in through blinds or curtains or anything like that, you need smoke. You need a fog machine to do it. Now, for me, what I used to do, stupidly, and if you've been following the channel for a while, you'd know I nearly burned this place down. I'd light a candle and then I'd light a bunch of candles and blow them all out, trying to get some little bit of smoke so I could do an arty, pretty cool looking shot. All that ends today with this Ulanzi Fog Machine Fog Ace thing. This takes about 2 or 3 minutes of a setup. This is the unit itself. It's got a very cool graffiti kind of vibe. You have a remote control here which does come out. I'll get it out in a sec. And this is how you do everything, all right? Up here you get everything is actually included here, including the actual liquid that you need. So you push this on here and this comes off. So this actually, while this just accidentally came off, my stupidity, this is the actual liquid here. This bad boy here, this is the liquid. And you get a nice tub of actual liquid that comes with this whole thing as well. Fog liquid. And you stick that in, you fill it up, and that's it. You push this on. This is your kind of bendy tube. So this comes on kind of 2 parts. We got a tiny little part here that attaches on up here. And then you turn everything on. And that's it. It's a fog machine. And these are incredibly useful. So we've got a whole bunch of different modes on this here. If this is your jam, you have a pro mode, which you can have a time delay on it. You can get it to spit out fog for as long as the settings will allow. And all of these are kind of controlled by this little remote control, which you can go back and forth and select all the menus just by pushing up and down and the little function button. And that's it. I actually don't know how to turn this off because I just, press the red button. Always press the red button. And as you can see, this is incredibly thick. All right, but you can change the viscosity, and you can change how long. All of these settings, you can actually do all of this stuff on. The fan speed, how much power that you actually want to put in. So this is it right down to kind of 0, like 1. That's all we kind of got. But it's still insanely thick. Let's go down to the least little setting here on the viscosity. We've got just a little bit. This is looking like Snoop Dogg's studio. So you can see, not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, but you can actually see there's just a little bit, and maybe that's all you might need. And essentially that's what this is, right? But you can do so much more than this. Yes, as you saw, you can fill up a room quite quickly. Now keep in mind that this will set off smoke alarms. Testing this out a couple of days ago, there was smoke alarms. And depending on where you live, that may be a problem, because to get this out of the room, you need a window, obviously. And you have smoke alarms going off, and you have smoke billowing out a window. It doesn't look good. Nobody call the fire department. Once you start adding lights into this, it's very, very cool. You can get all kinds of different effects. If you're into making horror shorts and stuff like that, you can absolutely do so many different things. Look at this, 8 minutes inside here. Yeah, probably not the best idea. I mean, look how cool this is. This is just freaking insane. Look at those. I mean, look at that. Wow. Okay, so this is like an extreme example, but we've got those God rays for days. I mean, look, where are they? Oh, man. So, depending on what kind of stuff you're shooting, open a window. Air. Here's the thing, right? It takes a battery. Not necessarily a big battery, but it is charged by USB-C. So once you get the battery in, that's it. Charged via USB-C. And the clever thing here, you don't have to handhold this, right? You can actually screw it on to a little tripod. So you can have this mounted wherever you want, which is incredibly useful. It's a really clever design. And then the fact that the remote just comes off and you can control everything from a distance makes things even better, especially if you're a one-man show. If you're just on your own and you need smoke, you can just have the remote in your pocket, boom, and off you go. So this is incredibly useful. Now, this thing has been such a big seller for Ulanzi. If you look in their store at the moment, they are pre-ordering the next run of these because these are just can't be got. They're selling out really, really quickly. So if you check the link in the description, you might just be able to get one of these. Now, is it something that you absolutely need to buy straight away? Probably not, but depending on what you want to do, if you're a filmmaker of any capacity, haze, fog is so useful. And this is just a nice thing to have in the bag. Do I use it all the time? Being honest about it, no. But when I want to create something a little bit atmospheric, burning the house down, this does exactly what I need. Now, can you leave it run continuously? And yeah, but it will get hot. It does get hot and it will actually stop if it gets too hot. It'll go, okay, I'm overheating. I've had enough. And I've only had that once, but we're talking serious amounts of fog. And this thing fills a room really quickly. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know the studio here is just 8 by 10. It's really, really small, but it fills it up really, really quickly. Gotta say, I really just like having this. It's incredibly well designed. It's well robust. As I said, you've got tripod mounts. You can angle the smoke, do all of these kinds of things. It just works. Simple to set up. If you ever had some of these big fog machines, right, you gotta carry the handle and you got to have the big bag of juice or the big gallon of juice, and it's just very cumbersome. Obviously, if you're filling a large area like a warehouse, that's something that you might need, but for a lot of us, we'll never be needing something like that. So you get everything in this tiny little carry case. I just really think this is the cleverest, most affordable fog machine out there. The fact it's portable is an absolute win. So big shout out to Ulanzi for sending this. As I said, they didn't say anything. They just said, oh, here's a fog machine. Because actually I was going to buy this because, as I said, I've nearly burnt the place down here way too many times using far unsafer methods to creating a little bit of atmospheric haze.